Welcome to Eternal Manna, the daily devotional broadcast of Grace Gospel Church. We are looking at Psalm 68 and verse 7. When you went out before your people, O God, when you marched through the wasteland. Now, there are again two words I would like you to underline. The first word is the word before, and the second word is the word through, and they have plenty of meaning. Now, this same verse you find in Judges chapter 5, verses 4 and 5. The children of Israel were captives in Egypt, but God brought them out from the house of bondage and captivity, and He led them. And it says that the Lord went before them. Our God is the God of guidance, and He goes before us, pointing to us the way in which we should walk. I'm reading Exodus chapter 13 and verse 21. By day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day and by night. Did you notice the expression that the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire? That's how God guides us. He goes before us. So today, rest assured, we all need guidance, and our God does guide us step at a time. But He goes before. We read in John chapter 10 that the good shepherd goes before the sheep, and the sheep follow Him. So that's the principle of guidance. As the Lord goes before us, we follow Him. We don't get detoured. We don't go on rabbit trails. We keep our eyes on Him, and we walk behind Him. And another very encouraging word is this word through. So for 40 years, the children of Israel had to travel in the wilderness. But God's purpose was that they should not live in the wilderness. They had to go to the promised land. So always remember, the wilderness experience is seasonal. You might be in a wilderness right now, but you're not going to be there forever. There are lessons we need to learn about being in the wilderness. We need to depend upon the Lord in the wilderness. And God graciously protects us and provides for us in the wilderness. And there is so much that we learn through that wilderness experience. But the good news is that we travel through the wilderness into our own promised land, where we will dwell and where we will send roots and where we will cultivate and where we will be productive. So today, as we look at verse 7, be encouraged that our God is the God of guidance. He goes before us, pointing the way in which we should walk. And then you're not stuck in a wilderness. You're going to travel through the wilderness and emerge into a land flowing with milk and honey, the promised land. But we need to make sure that we are following the instructions of our guide. How foolish it would be to reject those instructions and think that we can make it on our own. None of us can make it on our own. We are foolish. We are prone to making mistakes, errors in judgment. And that's why we so desperately need the guide, our God, who promises to be our guide even to death, as Psalm 48 and verse 14 says. And if you are in the wilderness, be encouraged. God is with you. Yes, there are painful lessons to learn, but you will emerge. You will travel through the wilderness and come to the promised land. Amen.